terminating работа mode. Copy. LEDs are off. Toro hardware tests are complete. Toro is in hot backup. Moving on to page 22.
And as you hear that communications between the Russian flight controllers in Korolyov and the crew on board the station, the Toru backup system is now active if required. However, the Corps' automated rendezvous system is in control, providing the proper navigational data to the onboard computers on progress. Now just 600 meters away from the station, closing at a rate of 1.5 meters per second. Less than 3 minutes away from the start of the fly-around by Progress. The Impulse 6 burn has been completed, a 13-second burn. This should be the last mid-course correction before the fly-around gets underway, to be followed by a very brief period of station keeping to allow the Russian flight controllers to assess the alignment of the forward docking probe on Progress with the aft port of the Zvezda service module. The station and Progress now crossing the west coast of Africa over Sierra Leone.
Range 500, range 1.5. Copy.
The flight control team here in Houston has given a go for docking. That is being relayed to the Russian flight controllers in Korolyov. Serenely flying over the west coast of Africa, the Progress is just seconds away from beginning its fly-around of the International Space Station. And the fly-around now underway.
Fly-around in progress, range 400, range rate 1.5. Copy.
370 meters separating Progress and Zvezda, closing at a rate of about 1.1 meters per second.
Transmitter active. Sergey, please repeat your last. Transition to backup transmitter. Transmitter is active. Copy.
Everything continuing to go very smoothly with the approach of Progress for its docking to the station some 23 minutes from now.
Your parameter set. Copy.
The fly around of the station continuing, a good view of some of the station structure. 280 meters separating progress and the station, closing at a rate now of 0.6 of a meter per second.
Range 250, range rate 0.5, continuing. Copy.
The Progress flying over Western Africa. The fly around is continuing. Currently, Progress about 230 meters away from the station, closing at a rate of 0.3 of a meter per second. They will put the brakes on. When I say they, I'm talking about the automatic computers on board Progress. We'll put the brakes on shortly for the start of a very brief period of station keeping, allowing the Russian flight controllers at the Russian Mission Control Center to assess the alignment of Progress with the Zvezda service module. A good view of the Progress resupply craft, Progress 93, soon to arrive at the station for the delivery of 2.8 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the Expedition 73 crew. The fly around almost complete. The fly around almost completely automated since the Progress arrived on orbit some 8 minutes and 49 seconds after its launch from the Baikonur Cosmodrome on Thursday. All of the pre-programmed maneuvers loaded on board the Progress's computers, and now currently under the control of the Corps' automated rendezvous system, honing in for a docking to the aft port of the Zvezda service module.
Indications of pre-chal flag is on. Copy. Range 200. Range rate 0.09. range 180 with visual confirmation, range rate 0.06. Copy.
Progress approaching the point of station keeping. Its rate of closure almost nulled at this point.
Copy.
Progress now just 178 meters away from the Zvezda service module. You see the aft docking port of Zvezda almost at the center of the crosshairs in this external television view with the engineering data overlaid.
Symbol C has range 180, range rate inaudible.
And we now have begun a very brief period of station keeping. Two vehicles, the Progress and the International Space Station, flying in formation with 260 miles over the Mediterranean.
You are go to command early final approach, talking at the same time. Putting step 3.3 in work, commanding BPS initial.
And final approach is now underway.
Got 4 LEDs, key depressed, activating operation.
The Russian flight controllers are very happy with what they're seeing on their data and the alignment of the forward docking probe on the Progress with the aft port of the Zvezda service module.
C confirmation, C pre-chal flag, terminating Работа operation mode. Работа is terminated, LEDs are off. Copy. We are seeing range rate increasing. Depot burn complete. Range 160. Range rate increased to 0.8. And have visual confirmation.
Progress now 140 meters away from the station, approaching at a rate of 0.8 of a meter per second. As we move within arm's length of the docking port, that range rate of closure will decrease to about 0.1 of a meter per second.
Docking port visible, range 130, range rate 0.7, range rate coming down, depot burn complete, range rate 0.67. Copy.
Approaching 100 meters of separation between Progress and the station.
Range 107, range rate 0.53.
Progress on the station currently flying 260 miles over Bulgaria, moving from southwest to northeast.
We see docking port, do not see target yet. Range 97, range rate 0.55. Staying on the axis, talking at the same time. 4.5 minutes to eclipse. Copy.
We'll be moving into an orbital sunset about 4.5 minutes from now. 80 meters separating progress and the station.
Range 80, range rate decimal 36. Copy.
метров.
70 meters.
Inside 70 meters now. Once again, after contact and capture, there will be a few seconds to allow the relative motion between the two vehicles to dampen out. At that point, the forward docking probe will begin to retract to bring progress and the Zvezda docking port flush against one another, the two docking surfaces, and that will trigger the initiation of hooks closing. The progress hooks will close first, followed by the Zvezda hooks, and a hard mate will be formed between the two vehicles.
Range 60, range rate decimal 24. Copy.
Менее 3 минут до входа в тень.
Less than 2 minutes to eclipse. Copy. Sergey, please repeat out again.
As we move into an orbital sunset, a better view of the Zvezda docking port just above the crosshairs.
I'm of doing it later as we cross into eclipse, but as you
just under 50 meters separating the two vehicles.
Okay, it's coming on.
Есть готовность ССВП, дальность 47 метров.
System ready, range 46, range rate decimal 18.
Slowly making its way towards its final destination, the aft port of the Zvezda service module, to which it will remain for the next 6 months, delivering 2.8 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the Expedition 73 crew.
The range is about 40 meters.
40 meters separating the two vehicles.
Range rate decimal 15. Docking port is visible. Target is somewhat visible. Copy.
The International Space Station in progress, currently flying near the border between southern Russia and Kazakhstan.
Вот вышли на хорошую освещенность. Мишень.
Good lighting, range
Ниже.
inaudible.
Центр мишени. Дальность 36 метров.
Range 36.
Скорость 0,16.
Range rate decimal 16. Copy.
"30 meters separating the two vehicles, a very good view of the business end of the Zvezda service module, that aft docking port. And right at the center of the crosshairs, you can make out the docking target to which the Corps' automated rendezvous system has locked onto.
Range is less than 30 by visual estimation. Indication shows
Есть 4.
active. PPS is initial.
Работа.
Activating Работа.
Выдаю отвод по плюс X.
Activating breakout via +X.
Выдан. 4 горели.
4 LEDs are
20
on.
горят.
Key depressed.
Пересветка есть. Пока не
2
считается. Согласно.
central LEDs are on.
Вошли в тень.
Other gain not required. We are in eclipse.
The rate of closure is right on the money, about 1/10 of a meter per second. Some 20 meters separating Progress and Zvezda.
25. Copy.
Стыковочный выдал. Чист. Посторонних предметов.
Docking port is clean. No FOD. Copy.
Решения совмещены.
Once again, we're in a brief handover between satellites on the tracking and data relay satellite system.
In the lower part of the screen.
Дальность 20, визуальность 17.
Range is 20
Скорость 0,13.
and 17 via visual estimation. Range rate is 15.
Мишень практически.
Copy. Target
Крен небольшой, 15 градусов
is
вправо.
in the middle of the screen. Little bias a few degrees to the right.
"15 meters now separating the two vehicles. CORS has the docking target in sight, almost right at the crosshairs of this external television view from Progress. Everything has gone very smoothly since the Progress was launched on Thursday morning Central Time from the Baikonur Cosmodrome in Kazakhstan. All of the pre-programmed engine firings to align Progress for its final approach for docking have gone as advertised, and Progress now just a few meters away from linking up to the International Space Station.
Мишень все.
Target in the middle.
Кресты совмещены. Крен отсутствует. Скорость
Crosshairs
задана.
combined. No FOD. Range rate steady.
Метр.
1 meter.
1 meter away, standing by for contact and capture.
Мишень затемнена.
Target is shadowed.
Не наблюдаем мишень. Ждем касания.
Do not see target. Standing by for contact.
Есть касание. Есть
Contact.
And docking is confirmed.
17:27:03.
Capture confirmed at 12:23 p.m. Central Time.
Copy.
Again, docking confirmed at 12:23 p.m. Central Time, 1:23 p.m. Eastern Time, as Progress and the International Space Station flew 260 miles over northeastern Kazakhstan.
Successful docking of the Progress vehicle. And congratulations to you, gentlemen.
And the Progress docking probe is in the process of being retracted. Again, a flawless approach and docking by Progress. Link up occurring at 12:23 p.m. Central, 1:23 p.m. Eastern Time.
Процесс стягивания не наблюдаем. Находимся в тени.
Currently not seeing retraction. We are still in eclipse.
The docking probe retraction will bring the two docking surfaces between Progress and Zvezda flush against one another to enable the initiation of the closing of hooks on both sides of the vehicles. This is Mission Control Houston, a view of the Russian Mission Control Center outside of Moscow. Just a few minutes ago, the unpiloted Roscosmos Progress 93 cargo ship pulled into port and the aft port of the Zvezda service module for a docking a few minutes ahead of schedule at 12:23 p.m. Central, 1:23 p.m. Eastern Time. We are in the process of getting the two vehicles hooked up into a hard mate. We'll stand by for confirmation that hooks are closed on both sides of the vehicle. The cosmonauts on board the station will conduct a series of leak checks after the hooks are closed to ensure that we have an airtight seal between Progress and Zvezda. The actual opening of the hatch to the Progress to begin the process of unloading the 2.8 tons of cargo will not take place until Sunday morning.
Do we see retraction?
And we now are hearing that the hooks are in fact driving. Again, the arrival of Progress today kicks off a busy week with yet another cargo ship, the Northrop Grumman Cygnus cargo vehicle, named the SS Willie McCool, that is standing by for launch on Sunday evening from the Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. Its arrival planned for Wednesday morning.
Moscow Station, Space to Ground 1, did you call? Sergei, wanted to let you know that we do have retraction in progress. Terminate recording at 1740.
Back here in the International Space Station Flight Control Room in Houston at Mission Control, we now have confirmation that the hooks are closed between Progress 93 and the Zvezda service module, so we do have a hard mate between Progress and the station, as Progress has completed a textbook arrival at the International Outpost to deliver 2.8 tons of food, fuel, and supplies for the Expedition 73 crew. With that, we will turn our attention now toward the launch on Sunday evening of the next cargo craft on tap to resupply the station, that being the Northrop Grumman Cygnus cargo vehicle.
All right, well, if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad. We were just watching live docking operations at the International Space Station. Progress 93 now docked to the ISS. Crews will prepare to open its hatch tomorrow. Now we come back down to Earth, down to the west coast of the United States for the launch of SpaceX Starlink 17-10 from Space Launch Complex 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. If it's your first time here, though, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the founder and host here at the Launchpad Network, and here at TLP, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow because we believe that space is better together, and we're glad to have you joining us live here today. As always, take a moment, let us know in the chat where you're watching from. If you guys have questions, you can send those in the chat by tagging me at the Launchpad, and I'll work on answering those live over the next 23 minutes and 20 seconds till liftoff. SpaceX has not pushed the launch anymore, so it does look like they're going for a launch attempt here at this current targeted time of 1:55 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:55 a.m. local time at the launch site. Today's Falcon 9 booster is Booster 1071, going for its 28th flight on a 44-day turnaround. This booster previously supported NROL 87, NROL 85, Sarah 1, SWAT, Transporter 8, Transporter 9, Transporter 13, NROL 146, Bandwagon 2, NROL 153, NROL 192, and 16 previous Starlink missions. SpaceX's drone ship, of course, I Still Love You, is stationed downrange in the Pacific, ready to recover the booster here today. Now, as a reminder for these launches from Vandenberg, there is the possibility that residents in Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and Ventura counties may hear one or more sonic booms during the launch. That is expected. If you happen to be down in the area and take photos or videos of today's launch, definitely send those to us over on X at TLPN_official or over on our Discord. That's where our community hangs out in between streams, and we would love to see you there. We got lots of people tuning in from all over the world. We're glad to have you joining us here. You can let us know in the chat where you're watching from. Take a moment and share out the stream as well. We got Princess in Canada. Guy is in Reston, Virginia. Welcome. Glad to have you here. We got Maria in Devon, England. We got Penny in North Carolina. Chaz is in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Great to see many of the regulars in the chat. Good morning, good afternoon, depending where you're at. Maybe even good evening for some of you. We're glad to have you joining us live here today. Take a brief moment looking at the schedule coming up ahead. We have Falcon 9 launching CRS NG-23 scheduled for liftoff tomorrow at 6:11 p.m. Eastern Time. On Wednesday, we've got Starlink 17-12 from the same pad as today, set to launch at 11:41 a.m. Eastern Time. On Thursday, Starlink 10-61 set to launch from Slick 40 at Cape Canaveral in Florida. That's the liftoff time scheduled for 5:30 a.m. Eastern Time. On Thursday, we might finally get to see NS-35 launch on New Shepard from Launch Site 1, West Texas. That launch scheduled for 6:30 local time, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And then rounding out next weekend, we got Starlink 10-27 from Cape Canaveral in Florida at 5:20 a.m. Eastern, and NROL 48 back here on this pad again, launching at 1:37 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:37 a.m. local in California. So it's going to be a busy week of launches, almost all Falcon 9s. There is a Rocket Lab Electron mission the following week, but it's going to be a busy week for Falcon 9. We've got 6 flights scheduled within 8 days. There is an unknown launch from China in there, and then we'll hopefully have live coverage for you of the New Shepard as well. A busy week in space flight, and it's going to just keep ramping up that way for the rest of the year. Today's launch, Starlink 17-10, is going to be the 212th orbital launch of 2025. This is SpaceX's 119th mission of the year, the 115th mission of Falcon 9. This is the 533rd Falcon 9 launch mission. Lots of people just jumping in as well. We got Chris in Palm Springs. Hello to the Coachella Valley. I lived there for a number of years. Harvey's in North Carolina. We got Dave in Michigan. Robert's in Florida. We got Steve in Knoxville, Tennessee. We've just got the airplanes here. Well, maybe one day. Maybe one day. You can hope. Byron is watching from Oregon. We got Jerry in Los Alamos, California. Welcome. We got ZVZ Sun in Ohio. Glad to have you here. We are expecting SpaceX to begin their live coverage as usual, just about 5 minutes prior to liftoff. So once they do, we will of course patch them in, listen into mission control for that final bit of the countdown and watch those liftoff views. As usual, SpaceX unfortunately no longer provides live deployment coverage of their Starlink satellites, so we will be ending our broadcast shortly after booster touchdown and second engine cutoff 1. Falcon 9's second stage will then continue on its journey to low Earth orbit after reaching its initial parking orbit. It'll enter a coast phase until 53 minutes 39 seconds into flight, when the second stage will ignite again for a quick 2-second burn to get it into its deployment orbit. At 1 hour, 2 minutes 31 seconds into flight, Starlink will be deployed. On board today, 24 Starlink V2 mini satellites are there. No direct-to-cells on board for today's mission. Taking a look at the weather conditions for today with our launch alert that went out from Andrew. We are at 95% go for launch. Today's launch is launching into a 97-degree inclination into an initial parking orbit of 272 by 289 kilometers. This mission is heading, it's not straight out east, or straight out west, excuse me. We're so used to Florida launches. It's not straight out west type of launch. It is to the south, but this is not what is known as a coast hugger. Some of the Starlinks kind of really hug that coastline of Baja California. This one is going more directly out over the ocean, so if you aren't in the San Diego area, still possible you could see it, all depending on weather conditions and as well as just the position of the sun. The recovery vessel Go Beyond is going to be stationed about 650 kilometers downrange for fairing recovery. As I said, the drone ship, of course, I Still Love You, will be about 595 kilometers downrange, southwest of Slick 40, ready to recover the booster here today, and we'll hopefully have live views from the booster and the ship for touchdown. Quick little programming note, just a reminder, we did have that ISS docking, and with that we have relaunched our 24/7 ISS Now broadcast. That's where you can listen in to live station-to-ground communications as they happen around the clock, as well as looking at live views from the ISS from NASA's fantastic cameras that are on board there. So definitely a great place to hang out in between launch streams, chat with the community, and enjoy space. We are now just under 16 minutes till liftoff. Another little programming note for our members, we are going to have our first of many upcoming member streams over the next couple of months happening. Currently, we're planning to do it on Monday, so we hope you will join us live for that. We're planning to go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Mountain, 5 p.m. Pacific. Doing the very quick math, that would be 1 a.m. for England, the UK. So apologies that it's in the early morning hours. We hope some of you will still be able to join us. But starting on Monday, we will be setting up our brand new HQ and studio here in Canada, and we're excited to take you behind the scenes for that setup. It's going to be raw and messy and cables everywhere, but we're glad to have you guys get to view in on that, get to see the development of the new studio, and as we get everything set back up here in Canada. Technically starting tomorrow is when all the furniture gets moved into piles, and then when we go live, it'll still be a mess, and we'll start all the cable wiring and everything. So we hope that if you're a member, make sure you join us. You can watch our member streams after, so if you can't join us live, don't worry, you can still tune in after the fact and watch that. We leave almost all, if not all, of our members only broadcasts up for you to enjoy. So if you're interested in becoming part of that, consider hitting the join button down below. 99 cents a month gets you access to those custom member streams, as well as our launch emotes in the chat for when we do our go no go in about 12 minutes from now. So definitely consider hitting that join button. I'm going to take a very quick commentary break. Stay with us as we are just 14 minutes and counting to the launch of Starlink 17-10. And if you're just joining us, welcome here to the launch pad and our live launch coverage of SpaceX Starlink 17-10, set to launch from Space Launch Complex 4E at Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. SpaceX is getting spooled up here, and we'll link our T0 with theirs in just a moment as we count down to launch of 24 more Starlink V2 minis heading up to low Earth orbit. If it's your first time here, though, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the founder and host here at the Launchpad Network, and here at TLP, it's our mission to inform and inspire the explorers of tomorrow. And you're now looking at a live view of Space Launch Complex 4E, where it is a foggy day as we are 4 minutes, 50 seconds, and counting till launch. So let's get our T0 linked up there. As we get started, take a moment, make sure you've engaged that like button, share the stream, invite people to join us as we continue to count down to liftoff here this morning.
Starback retract has started. Stage 1 LOX load is complete. Stage 2 LOX load is complete. Ground gas closeouts. Falcon 9 is in startup.
LD is go for launch.
T minus 30 seconds.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. And liftoff. Go SpaceX, go Starlink.
Vehicles pitching downrange. Stage 1 propulsion is nominal. Falcon 9 supersonic. Max Q.
Power and telemetry nominal.
MVAC chill. Main engine cutoff.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Bearing separation confirmed.
Stage 1 entry burn startup. Stage 1 entry burn shutdown.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 transonic. Stage 1 landing burn.
Stage 2 in terminal guidance.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy. Stage 1 landing confirmed.